What's up, guys? I'm Cher, as you guys may know, which my name
and my name's Kalvin.
You didn't let me introduce my nose.
You had to introduce the new nose before me.
$32,000. She's getting her own screen time.
She's worth more than me, bitch.
What can I say? What can I say? But today, we're here together, which is
we're in New York.
It's kind of new. It's giving iCarly. It's giving Brenemies. It's giving
what? Except we're cuter.
What can I say?
It's giving frenemies. But we're besties.
But we're besties for reals, and I don't gaslight him. So.
And I don't use you for clout.
Anyways.
Anyways.
So yeah.
We sound like influencers.
Anyways, so today we have like a pretty cool, interesting topic to talk about. We were kind of sitting here and we didn't know what to talk about, and Kalvin gave me like the greatest idea, and somehow
I don't know.
I wrote the outline.
It's 1 a.m.
Outliner that I am. So today we're gonna kind of
so scholarly.
Stop! Why are you flirting with me? So today,
my girlfriend is right here.
Anyway, stop. My nose can't laugh this much. It's gonna fall. Anyways.
Yeah, don't let your nose laugh.
Thank you, Emily. Anyways, so today we're gonna be talking about, I guess, tours, the tour life. That was like a really big chunk of social media and what it was back when we
basically we're gonna be talking about these social media festivals, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
They remind me of big fucking festivals, music festivals, but for influencers and their fans.
And they never went right. Never went well at all. And if you guys don't know, that's how Kalvin and I met. So when I was younger, I wasn't an influencer, but I was working with a lot of people that did run tours, and everyone ran it pretty shady. There's always really weird stuff going on. It was always run by like really old men that like to take advantage of younger men or younger boys, or it was just like run for the money or for the hell of it. And it was just never going right. So I decided to start my own tour.
It was never giving.
So at 14 years old, I was like, let me start my own tour. I pocketed all my lunch money.
You were girl bossing before it was a thing.
Yeah, I pocketed all my lunch money that my dad gave me for the one semester.
Not your lunch money.
For the one semester I did regular school in. And I started Daydream Tour. It started as a magazine before it turned into a tour, but someone recommended I invite Kalvin on the tour.
Who? Someone we don't know.
We don't recall.
But
he came out for the Boston show, and that's how I met Kalvin, and I met a few different people, and it was overall a good time. The way my tour worked, though, it wasn't that people got paid. It was more
all I remember is multiple men trying to make out with me.
I can't relate. They drugged me. Yeah.
Can you play the video?
Yeah, stop. Okay, wait. Can we put it in the YouTube video? Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
He'll play it in like a corner or something. So basically, I gave these men, these social media influencers, everything they wanted. They blackmailed me into hotel suites. They blackmailed me into flying their girlfriends out. They blackmailed me.
They were not girlfriends.
Not even girlfriends. Groupies. They blackmailed
me.
We
have so much to say about this.
They blackmailed me into doing everything. Like, they threatened to like back out of the tour like the day before if I didn't get them a hotel suite. Like, list went on, and then
Meanwhile, I was sleeping on the ground in the fucking Holiday Inn.
Yeah, and the night before the show, they drugged me, and that's what that video is. And while I was drugged, I didn't find out till years later. Lily told me like a year ago. While I was drugged the fuck out, knocked out, they were sneaking groupies into the hotel. And I remember
this one girl had been sitting there on this chair in the penthouse suite, and she had a bottle of Malibu between her feet, and she was sitting with these sunglasses on, and she had on just a crop top. I was like,
Daydream?
Yeah, I was like 16. She was holding this huge handle of Malibu and drinking it out of her feet.
Well, I wish I could witness that. But yeah, it went south. The influencers started taking advantage of me and how nice I was being, so it came to an end. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
End in Spanish?
End?
What's that in Hebrew? Can we learn Hebrew?
And in Hebrew is tatzor.
Tatzor.
Let's stop. Tatzor.
Today's Shabbat, everybody.
He's been waiting for Shabbat for so long, guys. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
I want to tell all of our Jewish viewers, Shabbat shalom.
I really hope we have a lot of them. Honestly, my people.
Oh my gosh, I do too. I love one of my they tried to cancel me for being anti-Semitic, but all I said was that I love Jewish people because Jewish people mind their own business. Unlike Christians. Christians will be up in your face telling you that you're a sinner and God hates you. Jewish people mind their business. They don't give a shit. They don't, especially it's a closed practice religion.
Exactly.
Tell that to Trisha. I was at my best friend's wedding and his weird fucking brother-in-law kept running around asking people, pointing at me, being like, "Who's that little Jew boy?"
All right.
I don't even.
Oh, you told me about that. Yes, enough with the Judaism.
Per.
But we're gonna get back into the topic of social media tours.
Buddhism.
Oh my god. He said Buddhism.
No. But today's episode, we're gonna be talking about social media tours. We're gonna be talking about the events that would happen
and stuff that have happened to us personally in the past.
We're gonna talk about Daydream a lot because that is the tour that Cherliz ran that I was on, so we knew a lot about that. I'll talk about Arctic Lights because I was on Arctic Lights.
Wow, I forgot about Arctic Lights.
Yeah, I was on Arctic Lights.
So we're going to cover Arctic Lights, Digitour, Playlist, VidCon. But if you guys didn't know how tours kind of began before... TanaCon. That's a good one.
Don't forget it.
But before like TanaCon, Daydream, or any of these tours were a thing, MagCon is kind of what started it. MagCon was like Cameron Dallas. Yeah. Cameron Dallas, Nash Greer, that whole thing. MagCon is the meet and greet convention. MagCon. Yeah. And that kind of like took off tours. And after it came to an end, everyone was trying to copy it. So there was Press Play, there was Arctic Lights, there was Digi try to start 9 different tours. And Digi actually was able to get a lot of the original MagCon guys, but none of them did well. And then once Musically came up and was a thing, that's when Arctic Lights was a thing. What do you think was
the downfall for those MagCon people?
So MagCon came to an end because Shawn Mendes left. And then everyone started leaving.
His music's not giving.
Right now, no. He's not giving right now.
So, like, whatever. I'm also, like, pretentious as fuck about music. You know who I like the best?
Who?
Who's the one with the blue eyes?
Nash Greer?
The brother.
Hayes. Oh, the football?
Yeah. In middle school, I thought he was cool. I think it's because we were the same age.
I have a picture with him. I'll see if I can find it where...
How have you met everybody?
Because I was backstage at one of... So Digi... Okay, so before Digi was like Arctic Lights.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
I don't know. Lil Wayne?
That's pretty crazy.
I feel like that's like universally... Like, even though he's kind of died off, like, everyone knows that name. No one, like, doesn't know it.
Who's the most famous person I've ever met? I actually have no fucking idea. Maybe Bryce.
Really?
Yeah, he's very famous.
I had Bryce Hall on my tour, guys.
Bryce got yelled at by my mom for vaping in our living room.
Wait, I remember when that was like
he used to Uber to my house. Wait, Lil Yachty at the mall.
You met Lil Yachty at the mall?
Columbia Mall with Bryce. Me and Bryce were both there at the Columbia Mall. Bryce left. And then I stayed there for like 8 hours to get the CD signed with Jamie.
Anyways, beautiful. But yeah, okay, so...
Beautiful story.
Beautiful story, bro. Oh, hello? English? Hello?
No habla English. Can you speak Hebrew?
Yes, what do you want me to say?
Can you say... Hi, beautiful viewers in Hebrew?
Shalom.
Is that really? Shalom.
Shalom is hi.
Shalom.
Atem achi yafim. I said you guys are the prettiest.
Oh, I love that. So cute. You're going to teach me how to say it because I can't pronounce that.
But yeah, back. Sorry, we keep getting off track. Sorry, but like, it's just because we're just really hyper right now.
Like 1 a.m.
Yeah, we had a lot to eat. And he had a lot of Sprite and caffeine. And we're just kind of...
drinks.
And drinks. And we just had a lot. We've been doing a lot. I just
got back from the Snail Mail concert. She slayed. Her suit slayed. Cherliz was talking to hey mamas down here all night, probably.
Probably.
I just cut that out.
No, I don't care.
Cherliz is my mom listens to these?
My mom listens to this? Yeah, I don't even think she knows how to use YouTube. Anyways, but yeah, so that was basically how social media and the tours kind of rooted from. MagCon is what started it all. Then I came out with Daydream, and that was really cool. But then I think the biggest ones that kind of left an impact and are still trying to like survive today is like Playlist and VidCon.
Yeah, I feel like these are different in the sense that like Playlist and VidCon are like standalone events, and then like Digitour, Arctic Lights
had like different stops.
They were touring stops.
Yeah, so Playlist is known. I don't know if they still do Washington, but Orlando is a yearly thing. They used to do Washington and Orlando every year.
I'm actually banned from the LGBT VidCon group.
Really?
Yeah. Some trans people don't like me there. They earned it. They banned me from ever being chosen to be on the panels there.
I feel that's like kind of iconic though if you were on a panel.
Me?
At VidCon, yeah. No?
I would be probably like
hate crime.
Maimed, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. I went to VidCon once with Tyler, and we got mobbed and we got kicked.
What are their pronouns?
She, her.
Okay, she, her.
Calvin, I'm gonna have to re-say this shit like 12 times.
I'm trying to make sure I'm being politically correct.
Anyways. So yeah, I went to VidCon once, and it was with Tyler Brown, and we got mobbed really bad. And instead of them like giving us passes or just like giving us security or something, they kicked us out.
Are you serious? Yeah. They just kicked y'all out?
For disrupting. Yeah.
When have I ever been kicked? I've been kicked. I don't think I've ever been kicked out of like... I did almost get kind of kicked out of this mall in Colorado when I had a meetup. Just like 200 people showed up.
Oh shit. Good for you. I once did a meetup in Clearwater, Florida when I was staying at this girl's house, thinking no one was going to show up. I had like 50 girls show up.
People will show out. It was just
me. The meetup was just me.
People will show out.
I was like in Clearwater, Florida. Like, where the hell is that? Like, if you showed
Miami?
up. No, Clearwater.
Pensacola?
I don't know what the fuck Pensacola is. You lost me.
Is it on east or west?
By the water.
But Florida's all by the water.
No.
Was that near Gainesville?
No, not at all.
We'll never go to Gainesville again.
Gainesville?
We've spent bad times in Gainesville.
Bad times.
Let's think. So yeah, I had a meetup in Colorado, and yeah, lots of people came, and I kind of hate having meetups though.
I just think it's like I hate having attention on me.
Yeah, I never went to the conventions because when I did go to them, I like hated that like I would have to take pictures of people, and then like ugly pictures of me.
You can't edit them. Like,
I'd look short, or like I'd look really bad, and I'd be so insecure. Yeah. Or people asking me to kiss them, or people asking me to, or giving me like love letters, or like people giving me their phone numbers. Or the, like,
I got some weird shit
girls.
Before too. Like at my prime, like the poses, and I looked so bad in so many of them. I just never acknowledged they existed because I didn't like.
But I always feel bad not acknowledging it.
But like, if I look bad, I'm sorry. I'm not acknowledging it.
What's your worst experience ever with
meeting
somebody?
Someone?
Yeah,
oh
I have one.
I would probably say I met this girl, and she came up to me at my mall at a Best Buy, and the first thing she said was like, "Oh my god, like, are you like Cherliz?" And I was like, "Yeah." We took pictures, and she asked me if I could FaceTime Reagan. And
no way.
And I was just like, and Kim, just at this point, it's when me and Reagan were fighting. I love Reagan now. Me and Reagan are besties. But there was like a point, which I think everyone knew, me and him like talked for like a half an hour. I wouldn't say it was a week. Like literally talked for a little bit, and it caused a lot of drama.
Reagan talked to everybody.
Yeah, between me and him, because like miscommunications. But that was the week where we started fighting, and it was just like she asked me that, and I was so thrown off, and it was just really awkward. It was really awkward for me. Or like at a Digi thing where this girl was literally talking shit about me, came up to me for a photo, and I said no. That was also, yeah.
No, bro, like.
What about you?
Arctic Lights. So basically, when I was 16 or so, me, Reagan, Jack, all left high school. Like we left in the middle of the day. Didn't tell our parents. Well, Reagan's parents knew. My mom had to like call Reagan's father and like yell at him over the phone to get him to admit that we had left. We get in the car in the minivan that Jack had. We drove it to Philly, and we get there, and they they didn't even know who we were, but I guess the stage people realized that, like, we were not, like, teenage girls.
Yeah.
And saw that some people were crowding around us. They, like, pulled us backstage to where, like, Justin was and some other people. And we're all hanging out. God, there were hella people there. Jonas Bridges was there. Taylor Holder was there. I don't think Bryce was there.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't?
No, he wasn't.
Did he not do a few of those stops, though?
I don't remember. He wasn't there, though. And so I remember they pulled us out on, like, the main floor. And fans were meeting us. And this one girl came and asked me for, like, 500 fucking pictures. And she kept asking me to do, like, a stage kiss.
I remember that.
They would all do this stage kiss, and it made me really uncomfortable because it was weird. I don't know. I was, like, 17. There's, like, 13-year-olds. Justin and all them, they would sign girls', like, butts. Like, They would, like, sign, like, I'd be like, that's a 12-year-old. I don't know, they were 12, maybe 13, but they were minors, whatever. And we were not. We were all minors too, but it was still weird. I don't know. And anyways, though, I remember this one girl asked me 500 pictures, and on the last picture, we're doing a stage kiss. She moved her fingers and full on kissed me in the mouth.
That happened a lot.
And got it on picture. And I was dating someone at the time, and it caused problems.
That happened a lot, and it was like a whole thing on social media. Like when MadCon was the thing, Cameron Dallas would always get pissed when people like would ask for that type of photo.
It's uncomfortable. It made me really uncomfortable. I'd have girls that would come up to me and ask for my phone number, or would like to be like, I think you're so hot, like, or like send me like give me like these love letters. They'd be like full on like it's really uncomfortable.
Me and M writing letters.
Not you and your lesbian lover from LA. Oh my God. She's a Claro fan.
Claro fan.
So I approve.
You approve? No, Calvin liked her, yeah.
I think she's chill.
But yeah, Arctic Lights on its own was its own thing.
It's one example of a manager taking advantage of a bunch of people and making a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. Keep in mind, these tours make a lot of money. Like when you do the math, the meet and greets are always at like 150 to 200. You times that by like 200 people, then the GA tickets are like 25, and then like the VIP exclusive package is 400. Like these people are making money, and like I promise you, the influencer standing in for, I guess, the tour isn't getting paid at all, or is getting paid very little bit. Because a lot of people, like, they take advantage of these young influencers who think it's so cool to go on tour.
And they just want to meet their fans.
And, like, be with their friends and meet their fans and make content and just be on the road. But little do they know that they're signing up for the worst time of their life. Like, pretty much what it is. But, yeah, I want to kind of shift to Playlist Live and, like, VidCon and those type of tours just because it's way different than, like, these tours that have stops. So Playlist Live, as we mentioned, happened twice a year. Orlando and Washington. I don't think they do Washington anymore, but Orlando is happening again in a few months.
How are they still going?
I don't know, but like I know as the years have been going, it's been getting not as big as it used to be. I think the last really, really big one was the one I went to, and the whole thing happened with me.
We're going to talk about this.
We're going to go into that.
For all y'all that want the Storm Ryan tea, we're finally going to give you a piece of it.
Yeah, so, because I don't care talking about it, because
This is, like, something that I feel like should be talked about, because it's really fucked up, and personally, I think it's something that should be aired out.
Yeah, so
anyways,
when so I'll just talk about it now.
Okay.
So this is just, like, to show you how fucked these conventions are. So when I read my magazine, I had Bryce Hall and Mikey Barone on a cover. They went by Bryke at the time, and I'm still friends with the two of them. Not as close as Bryce, but like no beef. We have each other added on.
I feel that way about Bryce too. It's like I'm not really friends. I'm not friends with him at all. Really, I don't talk to him. But I have nothing bad to say about him.
Nothing bad to say. Me and him have never fought. Like he's not even a part of the story, but he was just on my magazine, so it has to be said. So I had a magazine. I had this guy Phil take the photos, and Phil was, I guess, I considered him a good friend of mine. So I was at Playlist, and I get a text from Phil Shaw asking me if he could get a copy of the magazine, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, what room should I bring it to? Gave me a room number. I went up. So I get a text from like this really well-known YouTuber today. He's in the whole Charlie D'Amelio friend group, and he was a really good friend of mine at the time. He texted me telling me not to come upstairs and that it was actually a setup and someone wanted to beat my ass. So I went up anyways because I was 14 and I was like stupid as fuck. And I go up and okay, actually I'm gonna say his name, whatever. He's a good guy in the story. Larray comes up to me.
Period, Larray.
I love him.
I don't know you, but period.
He literally to this day, like, I'm so thankful he was here for this. So he comes up to me and he was like, Cher, like, just don't go. Like, they have cameras, like, they want to fight you. And I was like, well, I'm 14 years old. Like, let them fight me. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's videos for my lawyers. Like, they're filming, they're incriminating themselves.
Your original lawsuit.
Yeah, my origin story.
The plaintiff origin story.
Literally. But he starts scaring me, so I started walking back to the elevator, and out of nowhere I see like a bunch of people run out. It's this guy Phil with a camera, Michael Weiss, which is this manager I don't talk to, and a few other people who it's not their fault. They were just wrong place, wrong time. I'm not gonna name them, but they're filming me, and not a good experience. I'm like crying, this was like the first time I ever had a panic attack. Crying my eyes out, like I'm getting yelled at from every direction.
They chased her through the hotel.
They chased me through the hallway, and once we get to the end of the hallway, there's a Playlist Live security guard, and I'm like, are you not gonna help me? Like, look at what the fuck's going on. So Phil and like Michael, whatever, they show their badges, and they're like, oh, like we're here with Playlist, and then he just didn't care. He just looked away then. Like, as soon as he saw their passes, he just didn't care. Meaning, if something equivalent to that or even worse, God forbid, like sexual assault happened, you're telling me if they had a Playlist Live lanyard, they just will not give a shit? Like the fact that happened, like, blew my mind. But yeah, they chased me to the freaking elevator, went down, literally crying my eyes out. Have not talked to Phil since then. Or I did talk to Phil. I called him out on it, and I have messages of him admitting to everything. I have messages of him saying that he saved my life by doing that, because if he didn't do it to me in the hallway at that hotel, that it would have happened in the lobby. Basically saying the worst shit you could say to someone. I literally kept my phone from that night, because if this ever came up, which it did. But yeah, basically me and this Phil guy cannot stand him. He was also like team Michael with TanaCon. Like, he's just not someone to be trusted, I guess you could say. And that's how like me and Ryan's friendship kind of fell out, because I found out he was like besties with Phil, and
not besties, they were hardly friends at all.
No, you're right, hardly friends. Like Ryan posted a thing of him like sending him his merch, and I kind of messaged Ryan. I was like, hey, this kind of upsets me, and he just kind of kept going on about how I can't tell him.
I want people to keep in mind, for anybody who's watching who's like a fan of me and maybe doesn't know the history of Cherliz. Me and Cherliz, or sorry, Ryan and Cherliz were as close as me and Cherliz. It's the same dynamic. It was like I was Ryan's guy best friend, which a lot of you guys all saw online, and Cherliz was Ryan's girl best friend, which you guys might not have seen as much of, because their relationship was even more offline and
more in person. Like, we would spend Christmas together, Jewish holidays.
Family time together 2 weeks at a time, a month at a time, at each other's houses and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just can't imagine, like, someone I view as my sister, as family, like, having that type of video. And I remember at the time, this is when me and you started to get closer.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was wrong, and I didn't like it. And one of my biggest regrets, Emily will tell you this, I said in the car today, is not distancing myself more as soon as I found that he had done that to you and ignored that, because I just think that's just not okay. Yeah, because you're 15.
Yeah, I was like 14, or I think I was 14 in this video, but it might have been 15. No, it was before I started Daydream. I was 14, I think, at this point. And keep in mind, this is all in video. I'm not being like abused, but I'm being like taunted by older men. You're being
fucking like baited.
I'm being
bullied into like.
And it's on video, and I never got to see the video myself, but it all came up.
I saw parts of it.
See, I didn't even see parts of it. Like,
I saw parts of it on FaceTime.
Yeah, so I didn't see any of it.
Because he was trying to defend the video to me and say that he was like, nobody can tell me who I can and can't be friends with.
Yeah. So
and I said, okay, well, let me see the video. Yeah. And I saw part of the video, and I thought, what the fuck is this?
So it looked fucked up to you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So yeah, so I thank you very much. So yeah, so I messaged him just upset because why are you friends with him or even like acquaintances with Phil after he filmed that and did that to me and set that up?
It's not, your pictures aren't giving.
Yeah. And
they're giving iPhone XR camera.
And like Ryan's whole perspective on it was, Phil benefits my career. He's a photographer. Allegedly. And 2, you can't tell me who to be friends with. And like, I understand I can't tell someone who to be friends with, but every person that Ryan has ever fought with, I have unfollowed every person.
I feel like it's valid to say not to say like you can't be friends with this person, but to say if you're friends with this person, I'm gonna distance myself from you. I feel like that's more of what you were getting at. Yeah. Because that's what I did to him. Yeah. I was like, if you're friends with insert X person who I shall not talk about, I have to distance myself from you.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just like, I also think there's like a very big difference between like a random person who I've never talked to, who I just don't like, or even if I've talked to and I don't like, and someone who literally filmed like such a traumatic experience for me at the ripe age of 14 and like never apologized for it and told me I should thank him.
Like, a picture's really worth that much. You know what I mean?
There's thousands of photographers. Like, there's thousands of photographers. And this all happened, and like, he chose Phil over like a 6-7 year friendship. I introduced him to Phil, by the way.
Oh fuck, really?
Yeah. He
That's
chose
so funny.
Phil over that friendship, and keep in mind, like, it wasn't just a friendship. I spent weeks with his mom. I flew out to him for months at a time. My parents took him in. He stayed by me for so long.
We're bonded for life.
Thousands of Christmas presents. Like, literally, I did everything for this kid, and that's how it turned out. And it was funny because after it happened,
y'all can't let us get too started on this because we will go. Like, we have so much.
But yeah, just to kind of like seal it, like, I ended up being the one that apologized to him. I don't know if I ever told you that. Don't know why I apologized.
I think you showed me the messages.
I don't know why I apologized to him.
Because you're a fucking normal person. Yeah. And you can't. This is like your best friend, your longest friendship, and at some point you feel like you'll do like anything to get it back. Yeah. I've been there with my friend Noah, like. Yeah. He wouldn't talk to me for a couple months or some shit. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't do anything. Well, I found out what I did now, but whatever. And I found myself apologizing for shit I didn't really do.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, I was like, because like the way I saw it, I was like, listen, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to lose a 7-year friendship. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I had my whole life planned around basically our friendship. Like, we were going to live next to each other, have like kids, and like raise them together, and like it was just like, it was
not you being the surrogate mother.
Like, it was just like very hard to lose him, and I was like really like, depressed for so long. But then I finally got over it, because I was just like, I did everything. I don't think I like, not to be like, oh, like a manipulator Cancer Moon vibe, but I didn't.
Are you a Cancer Moon?
I am a Cancer Moon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But like,
I love that.
Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, if like demanding respect and like being uncomfortable that someone's friends with someone is rude, then I'm fucking rude. Like, I'm a piece of shit. Like,
exactly.
Like, I dropped everyone he asked me to drop ever. I dropped so many people for him.
But it just goes to show the kind of shitty things that happen at these fucking meetups. And you guys
don't know. You guys don't, like, I feel like no one sees that side of it. Because, like, I bet, like, one of you guys went to Playlist as a fan and, like, had the best time and met all your favorites.
My bad, hella people
met your faves, and like, you don't know what's happening in the fucking hallways or like what's happening behind the scenes.
One of my craziest things was at Daydream when now that I've seen all like a lot of stuff, meeting Danielle and her mom and everything, like the way that I just like met them and interacted with them, and to me it was just complete. Like, I didn't even realize like what eventually would come up on social media about Danielle. So shout out to Danielle. You know, hopefully we could talk to her eventually and hear about some of this stuff, because she's seen it firsthand. But it's also crazy. I think people fail to recognize like how real people's lives are, like people, social media influencers or whatever.
And also, I also want to emphasize how easy it is to lie on social media.
Ryan, what?
Like, because also I just want to say, like, this whole story that I just told you guys about like the Phil stuff. He might like respond to this and say it's fake.
Do you think he will? He really will care that much.
And I have all the texts, Phil. I literally have everything, and I also have a lawyer ready to put down a restraining order.
I've had previous suits, and I'm ready to do another one.
No, because like after it happened, because my mom walked into my room of me crying. Like I was crying my eyes out. She's like, "What the fuck happened?" I was like, "I'm not friends with Ryan anymore." And she was like, "Why?" And I broke down the whole Phil thing to her. And they called the police department in Chicago, because that's where he's from. Oh. And we talked to them. We got everything sorted. We have all his new information, whatever. And they're like, as soon as you're ready to put down a restraining order, let us know. So I guess all the shit I have is valid enough. But just in case he's trying to say I'm lying, I have proof of everything. But anyways, so yeah, that's my playlist experience. That's why I'm never gonna attend a playlist. I don't want to see people who literally went to go celebrate with pizza because I cried. I don't know if I told you that.
They went to go celebrate with pizza?
Yeah, Phil, Michael.
What was so is that really the most exciting thing y'all have to do at Playlist Live?
Phil, Michael, and like all their talent went out to get pizza to celebrate that they made me cry. And Lorraine sat with me while I cried my eyes out.
For what? A video? Were they trying to make a movie?
No.
Oh, it was a
Michael
doc.
said he was going to put in his documentary.
Yeah. Speaking of people who are shitty.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get into this because we're hoping in the next couple of episodes to kind of do more on this individual, because we were watching just to get some perspective. We had been watching Chris Hansen had been making some videos about stuff with Daniel Cohen, some of the internet discourse, and we were watching it, and Michael Weiss pops up in the video as like a supporter of Danielle's autonomy and like supporter of like, you know, being anti whatever social media establishment or taking advantage. I'm like, Michael, what the fuck? I don't know Michael Weiss like that, but there's a couple things I know to be true about Michael Weiss. First of all, Michael Weiss is the brilliant leader behind TanaCon. And as we all know, TanaCon was the farthest thing possible from a successful event.
No, that was like the fact that Daydream was planned better than TanaCon, a 14-year-old.
You like a 14-year-old planned better than you, Michael Weiss, huh?
I think the issue with TanaCon is he promised Tana way too much and wanted it to be so big, but he only had like a month to plan it, and he tried really hard to make it be like.
So that's successful. When you take a step back and you say, "I can't do this. Let's take a little more time and reschedule." Yeah. See, that's like simple though. Because he wanted it same day as VidCon. He wanted it same day as VidCon. That's the issue. You got a little bit too caught up there, and look what happened. Then you went on Dr. Phil. Oh my god. And what else? Chris Hansen. He went on like every fucking talk show about it. Like 10 years after it happened too. No one cares. You know what I mean? Like I guess I cared enough to watch, but it was funny. Yeah. But it's funny because it was so absurd to me to see Michael Weiss up on there talking to Chris Hansen and like in numerous episodes. He is like the fucking evil mastermind behind a lot of this shit. Yeah. How many of these tours did he run? Digitour? He had his own tour with Digitour, yeah. He had Good Times tour with thing. He helped Playlist because all his lineup. Okay, the way Digitour works is they find a tour or like a group of people and they tour with them. So Digi did like a collaboration with Good Times and like took his talent. But there's that. There was Juice Crate. Juice Crate was another one. Oh, Juice. Yeah, I know. He did a lot. He did Good Times. I know Good Times. Yeah, he did a lot. Because Good Times and Arctic Lights would clash, yeah. 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 It's just like, how are you gonna get on here and be like, oh yeah, influencers are getting taken advantage of, and you're the one taking advantage of them? I think that's what's so crazy. It's not like it's because a lot of them sign NDAs, so they can't even be like, hey, yeah, Michael took advantage of me. And y'all are hearing this from us, but we'll get some other people on here to really talk about it, because it's one thing to hear from us, and we weren't at the face of it. Yeah. More behind the scenes. I guess for me, you were more behind the scenes with a lot of this. I feel like for me personally, I just had a lot of friends. Like, my thing is I never would have signed to a manager. Like, I'd have managers that wanted to sign me. I would have these people trying to get me to come on tours and stuff. But first my parents wouldn't let it happen. No, there was like a good 2 weeks where every tour, because so Daydream,
Okay, so when Daydream became a thing, our lineup was very diverse. Mm-hmm. We had people of color, we had trans men, gay men, we had lesbians. We had a lot of diverse people, whereas when you looked at these other tours, they just had like that whole wave of like Hispanic influenced Musical.ly kids.
Are you talking about like
Brandon, Ona, like those people? And we had I think my tour, it was like we had quite a few trans guys on the tour.
It was like me, Ryan,
Jack, Cam, Sam
and Cam were both there.
We had like 5 or 6 trans guys on the tour, and all these other tours. What was it called? Weekend Rush. They had all these Hispanic Musical.ly kids, and all these other tours were seeing how good Daydream was doing. So the only thing they took out of Daydream doing so good, not it being, because it's a normal run tour, it's like, they have trans guys. So Weekend Rush reached out to Seth Segura, a cis man, thinking he was trans, asking him to join the tour. They're like, we're looking for like a trans guy, like, do you want to come on? Seth literally responded to them like, thanks for the offer, but I'm not trans.
Yeah,
and he never responded.
Is Seth... what is he doing?
He's a streamer now, and every time I say hi, he blocks me from his stream.
What?
Yeah, he streams on Twitch.
I like Seth Segura. I didn't know he was doing that.
I never did anything to him. I guess, like, I don't know. He streams, like, a really weird game, though.
What game?
I don't know. And I came in, I was like, hey, and he ignores me, and then Lily comes in and is like, hey, and he, like, answers her.
Weird.
Yeah.
What? I want to know what game.
It's like a weird fairies. There's fairies in it, maybe.
League of Legends?
Yeah, maybe.
Or like
fairies. It's like very mystical.
Hey.
Mystical fairies.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I remember the highlight of Daydream for me is this lesbian. She was like the photographer.
Yeah, and she did Cam really dirty.
And me and her were sitting...
I never got those photos.
Me and her were sitting in one of the hotel rooms, and she was letting me hit her dap, and we were just talking for like 3 hours.
Yeah, she never gave us those photos.
I liked her.
I don't know where she went. Oh, I remember all I got was like a text from Cam like 3-4 days later saying like, you're not getting the photos from her. Like, she's a bitch. And that was it. Never heard from her. Never got the photos. Never nothing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, wherever you are, if you have those photos, send them over. I want to see.
And the Daydream was like a 3-day party as well. Like, honestly, I feel like aside from the event, it was a party for sure.
Because the people on it turned into one while they drugged me.
Are you? I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I just remember
I didn't party.
The whole
I was drugged. I was literally drugged.
I don't... Really?
I was asleep from like fucking... They gave me like something at 6 p.m. and I woke up next morning late.
You don't remember the night at all?
I wasn't awake for the night.
You were there though. I don't... All I remember is you being in my room.
What?
While we were filming.
Well, you saw me in that fucking video. I wasn't there. Yeah. I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, okay. But basically, like, it was like a 3-day party. Like, we were literally up all night long and drinking and smoking. And, like, me, Sam, Cam, Ryan, and Kyler were sharing a room. And we were like, Bryce peed on the elevator at one point.
Of course, Bryce peed.
The whole floor of the hotel was rented out.
Wow, I remember. And the exit sign was...
They broke the exit sign. They peed on the elevator.
I'll never forget when I woke up.
Hallie was there.
Hallie was there too.
Bryce for peeing off the balcony?
Yeah, Bryce. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Bryce.
With Daydream, I remember getting a call from the lobby to come down at like 5 a.m. This is like the day we're all leaving. And I came down and they're like, are you going to pay this bill? I'm like, what bill? Everything's paid off. They hand me a bill for like $4,000 for room service. And I was like, what room ordered $4,000 of room service? It was Derek, Johnny.
Of course it was
their room. I literally, I think this is like the only time they've ever been scared of me. I went to the room. I was like, either you guys are going to fucking pay this or I'm going to lock you in here. And you guys are never going to fucking leave till you pay. 1. 2, you guys are never going to be invited to any show. And I'm going to fucking blast you on social media. They all got scared and paid it.
They paid the $4,000?
Yeah.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. I don't know.
I drove there, so...
It wasn't far, though. How far was it?
8 hours.
You drove that long?
My mom drove.
For Daydream?
Yeah. I really just wanted to see Ryan.
Yeah, did you guys meet? No, you guys met before that.
No.
No, that was the first time you met?
Yeah.
So I met you the first time when you guys met for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was me, Ryan, and Bryce and Hallie were there, and yeah.
Damn. Did you vlog that show?
There's a couple clips on YouTube, like the one where Ryan got off on me and started making out with me. That clip's on YouTube.
That was, you know what's funny? Okay, we're gonna act like this never happened, but I'm gonna say it just for whatever. But I had like the biggest crush on Seth Segura.
I remember.
And remember when like.
Yes, I remember. I
knew
exactly what you're talking about. That was so fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's how we're gonna wrap this episode up. God,
this is like a tea episode, but it's almost like It's like a backstory of just a little bit of like
what's to come. Also,
info of like what is gonna come and like what we're gonna talk about, because we want to get on some people and just kind of do like have them talk about it, because there's just so much.
It's a lot, and it's still going on till this day, which I think is also really crazy.
Yeah. So it's still going on.
With all the Danny stuff and
what tours are happening right now?
Playlist is coming in a few.
Like we should talk about this before these tours start up again, because COVID brought them down.
They're gonna come back up.
And they're gonna come back. And
what's this called? What's that tour called?
The one no one knows about.
Playlist is coming back, and there's another one that's going on.
Summer?
Boys of Summer is coming back. I keep getting ads for it, so yeah. I
told this kid that was on Boys of Summer that I'll take him to the College Park clubs while I was off the hydroxyzine.
Ooh.
Owen. I said, I'll take you to the College Park clubs. He was like, yeah.
I love him.
College Park sucks ass.
I know, right?
But yeah, all right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys were fed a lot of tea that you guys have been begging for.
We're going to have to filter through it, but this is your present.
This is your present, guys.
Merry Christmas, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Merry Christmas.
Shabbat Shalom.
But we'll see you guys next week.
If you guys want a Shabbat vlog, we could do it.
We podcast at the Shabbat table, all the food, like...
We can get your mom and your dad on there.
Stop, you're so funny. Kalvin is so funny, guys. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We've been consistent. We interview him. He's on the other side. Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, show love. Make sure you guys are following our Instagram. It's Calm After the Storm Pod. Mm-hmm. We post a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of question things, a lot of cool things on there.
If you want to give us suggestions for topics for the pod,
leave them down below. That's the question. That's the question for this episode.
Yeah, give us some more topics. We're gonna do an advice episode. I really want to go on Am I the Asshole subreddit and answer ones on there. I was a little bit too inebriated to do that tonight, but...
We'll do it a different day.
We will.
But, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Adios.